Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button as you come on in. Hit that like button as you come on in. Jaron Boots Ennis returns tomorrow against Edmonton Stanionis. There's been a lot of question about Boots going into this fight, man. Something that I said a while ago. How he go look on fight week. We seen photos of how Boots looked on fight week. And it raised concerns in the boxing community. How will he perform in this fight? Jaron Boots in his sweater looks huge, right? Salute to everybody in the building, man. We go talk about Jaron Boots in his, and of course, is Gervonta Tank Davis ditching Coach Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis. Salute to Picasso in the building. What's this right here? StreamYard got a lot of new stuff. Oh, all right, yeah. I don't know what that is, but salute to everybody. Wait till some more people get up in here. Make sure you hit that like button as you come on in. And we probably gonna do a lot of video later on this evening after the weigh-ins. I'm not quite sure what time the weigh-ins is. Actually, the build up to this fight has been pretty lackluster, man. The build up to this fight in general has been pretty lackluster. I haven't no like I don't know. It just don't seem like Matchroom putting all their eggs into Jaron Boots Ennis. He's not fighting in Philly. He's fighting in Atlantic City. He tends to fight there quite a bit actually, but um, I don't know. Like I don't see this fight being pushed. Like I don't know. But Jaron Boots Ennis, man, he told us after his last fight that you see it in his eyes too that he was considering moving up to 54 and everything else. But then, like a week later, he decided to stay at 47. I'm not quite sure if it was because of the Virgil Ortiz or whatever it was, but for whatever reason, he opted to stay at 147. But now when we see him fight week, he looks terrible. He looks absolutely terrible. And we go see later on today. I'm not quite sure what time exactly is the weigh-ins. Should be sometime soon. But Jaron looks dehydrated. And if you look on the picture on the left, that's how he pretty much looks normally. Then you look on the right, it's like, what the hell happened, bro? You know what I'm saying? What the hell happened? He looked like he has no water in his body at all. He probably had a headache, all types of shit. His eyeballs popping out of his head, eyebrow line busting out, cheeks all gone, just everything just looking bad. How would his punch resistance be? Would his power still be there? Right? Will he still be able to put out like he normally does? Will he have the endurance that he typically has? Will he be able to stand up between rounds? You say he looks hella weight drained. Yeah, and somebody tried to argue on a chat in the chat on the last video I did on this, saying that he looks like he's in hella shape, and I don't know I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? What you mean he looks like he in shape? I guess, bro. But to me, it look like he's it look like to me like he's hungry. He looked like he's very hungry going into this fight with Stanionis, man. He's weight draining himself just to fight this dude. And then it's gonna raise question. Oh man, he's a weight bully, bro. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Make sure you hit that like button. I know this is kind of a random stream, but we got to kind of get it in. Catching the replay, also hit that like button. And I'm not saying any of this to be like a Boost hater. Oh, I want to see him lose. No, 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 no. It's kind of concerning. You know what I'm saying? These guys stick around at these weight classes too long. You know what I'm saying? And they don't really put out like they could. And they stay at these weight classes. I'm not sure for whatever reason. Maybe it's for an advantage, right? You said the IBF is going to limit his hydration. Nah, actually, in the unification fights, the IBF 10 pound rehydration clause, it doesn't take effect, I believe. So he'll be able to kind of rehydrate. So that's the good thing. But he's the IBF champion. So if he sticks around, well, I guess a lot of his fights from here on out, if he stays at 47, it'll be like, I'm not sure if the IBF rehydration rule would come to effect unless it's an IBF mandated fight. So I'm not quite sure 100% on that one, but he'll be able to rehydrate after this fight. But will it be enough? Stanionis don't seem to be having these same issues as far as the weight being weight drained, right? Um, I don't know, man. Stuff like this could really affect a fighter in a fight. It can really affect a guy in a fight. It's just sticking around at these weight classes too long. Yeah, he looks mad drained, bro. He looks mad drained. He looks very drained. People try to tell me that he's not. I'm like, bro, are you serious? This is the problem with the world today. People just, I don't know if they not, I don't know if it's due to ignorance or lack of experience in regards to the sport or whatever the hell. But people say whatever. I don't know what the hell. But to me, he looks weight drained. He looked weight drained as hell. He looked like a toothpick in comparison to what he normally looks like. He looked like a dude. Normally, he looks like a guy that should be at like 160 pounds anyway. Maybe at 154, right? But man, he drained as hell, bro. You said I won't be surprised if Stanionis looks like the stronger guy bullying her. Yeah, man. Yeah. And you got to think he's been like this like all week. Dehydrated, hungry, head hurting, dry all week, trying to make this weight. Stay down at 147. He's 3 years off of 30 years old, and he's always been considered a big welterweight. Boots always been considered, even when he first came on the scene, when we first start seeing Boots, he's always been considered a big welterweight. Actually, a lot of these younger guys, Stanionis as well, has been considered pretty big welterweight, especially in comparison to the guys that was before them. And now he is still here, and he's looking huge as hell. I mean, skinny as hell. You say you think Boots go touch the canvas? I think really highly of Boots' skills, but I'm not quite sure if this was the right move to stick around at 147 pounds, man. I don't know. This is a gamble because even though it's something that he wants to do, unify the division and all that, that's his goal. That seems to be his goal. It could kind of also set him back if he don't perform in this fight. Because you already know Boots Ennis is going to have to perform. He's going to have to put up a A+ performance even against Stanionis. That's just what it is. He can't touch the canvas. He can't get hit too much. You know what I'm saying? He can't do none of that or he's going to be criticized. You know what I'm saying? And with him being weight drained, he may not be able to perform like his mind wants him to. We go see though, man. We go see. He may be young enough to overcome it, but to me, he looks very, very weight drained. It's a very noticeable difference. Very noticeable. Yeah. You said you think highly of Boots too, but with that weight cut and the aggression of Stanionis punching and coming. Yeah, man. Because Stanionis is a pretty aggressive fighter, right? So it's gonna be pretty action packed throughout. Will Boots be able to get away from everything Stanionis is putting out? And will he have the stamina and endurance to be able to deal with it for 12 rounds? Will he be able to hurt Stanionis? To keep Stanionis off of him? It's gonna be a lot of questions. This adds to the drama of the fight because let's be honest, they didn't do a good job of building it. They didn't do a good job of promoting it. The fighters didn't do a good job neither, right? Like Boots didn't do a good job of promoting his first real world title fight. It's like his first real title fight now, and he didn't really they didn't do a good job of really promoting this thing at all. You damn near didn't hear nothing about it until last week. No build up, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn seems to have put it on the back burner. You know, he was all in for Boots, and then once after Boots' last performance against Kukachan, Eddie Hearn said, "Well, you know what? Let me focus on other things." And I believe this is also Boots' last fight on his contract with Matchroom, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. Boost got to go up in there and show up and show out. I know that. You said look at his reach advantage and height. Yeah, he has the height for sure. I thought Stanionis was a little bigger than that. Honestly, I thought Stanionis would have been a little bigger than that. He Boost looks to be the bigger guy for sure. He definitely looks to be the bigger guy. You said in the body attack of Stanionis. But the thing that makes the balances everything out is Stanionis had been in the ring in a while. Wait, no, I take that back. I take that back. I keep forgetting he fought on Berlanga's undercard. Wait, when did he fight? On a Canelo Berlanga card or some shit? I can't remember. Um, but I mean, shit, man. These dudes been pretty inactive, bro. Pretty inactive where you forgot when he fought. And then he fight on undercards and shit too. So yeah, hit that like button for your boy. I don't know, man. We go see, man. We go see. Because him moving up to 54 is something that I think should have happened after their last fight. But I think the competition at 54 is a little bit different. The fighters are bigger, faster. The glove size. Wait, don't the glove size decrease once they move up to 54? I think that's when it really officially like decreases in size. I forgot. But yeah, man, it's a different ballpark, man. And you know, guys like Virgil, his rivals and shit is already up there, making his mark, getting fights in, getting it in, getting acclimated to the weight and the division. And he's still at 47, looking like this, bro. That shit looks bad, dude. There's no matter how you no matter how you slice it, he looks bad. Now when he go out there and perform, we go see. But he looks terrible, bro. He looks terrible. You said Boost just gonna stab and jab to the body. If it's really gonna be that easy, man. I don't know if it's gonna be that easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can get in here, come on here and say what we think is gonna happen, but what's really gonna happen? We just don't know, bro. We just don't know. We can only go off of what we see leading up to that moment. And right now, it looks like Boost Ennis is weight drained. That's what it looks like. And what we know about being weight drained, that could affect the guy's performance. Now, I'm not looking to have this as an excuse for Boost if something don't go his way, but I'm just saying his first thought of moving up to 54 was in my opinion, the right thought to have, considering his last performance against Kukachan, which wasn't necessarily his best performance in both fights against the guy. He didn't seem to have that same power, right? Maybe Kukachan is just that damn good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's just really a lot better, a lot more durable than people gave him credit for. But the knockouts and the stuff, a lot of stuff that really put Boots in everybody's radar is starting to like, the flashy KOs and the Matrix like moves and we will we see that tomorrow night? Will we see that tomorrow night? I can't wait to see it. Salute to Sonny Cheaper, man. See you in the building. You said, man, if he gets upset tomorrow and loses, it's gonna be tragic. It is gonna be tragic. It'll be tragic, bro. It's gonna be terrible. And I like standing on this. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be tragic, man, because Boo's supposed to be that guy. Boo's supposed to be that next guy, man. When guys like Crawford phase on out, retire, guys like Boots is supposed to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But sticking around that weight class is too long and all that. Like we seen Bud Crawford, he didn't even stick at 140 long. He kind of stayed there for like a few fights and got on right on up. And at Boost age now, when he's closing in on 30, that's when you automatically really start gaining weight. You gain like a standard, what is it, like 5 pounds natural, then it just get magically added on. You know what I'm saying? 5 to 10 pounds. And you cutting even more weight now. You almost 30, bro. Yeah. You said it's Boots a weight bully. That's what the narrative was, man. I mean, if you can make the weight, you can make the weight. You know what I'm saying? But you got to damn near. I don't even want to say the word because of the monetization reasons, but kill yourself to make the weight just to fight. I don't know, man. His punch resistance could be affected. His timing could be off. All that. You said if he isn't able to get undisputed, that make the Virgil duck look nasty. Yeah, it does, bro. Actually, speaking of Virgil, he said he'll be interested in fighting Virgil in the future. In the future? Ah, man. What happened to that energy, man? I seen that. You know, Ring Magazine keeps everybody updated on what's going on in boxing now. And that's a statement that was made by Boots that he wants to pretty much see Virgil in the future. In the future, how about the near future, man? Because that fight should have been happened. Now I'm starting to believe that Boots Ennis don't really want to fight dude like that, like that. Like he just don't want to fight dude like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it looks like. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's just what it looks like. Like you don't really want to fight him like that. And you was the guy that was, oh, I want to fight everybody. I want to fight all the best fighters. Blah blah blah. But then when it comes to Virgil, oh well, in the future, like what? Ah, the energy's different. The energy's different. Boots and Virgil is be the big fight, man. We always know black and brown fights are always big fights, man. They should be building. They should have been getting that shit going, bro. Like these dudes, bro. I swear, these guys, man. They don't know. They need PR people and people to really kind of like promote and push these dudes. The Boots and Virgil should have been on the. I mean, they've been on the collision course anyway, in my opinion. But it seemed like they kind of got off track now. And they need to get back on that shit. That'd be a big fight for both of them. A Mexican, Tex-Mex guy from Mexico, a Mexican fighter from Mexico. I mean, I'm sorry, from Texas. Then you got the come on, man. It makes too much sense. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a pretty big fight. But Boots act like he don't want it like that. You said and Boots need to get media trained. He doesn't communicate, man. Oh man, bro. Don't I wasn't gonna say nothing about that, but man. And but look, sometimes guys kind of get it together over years. I remember Terrence Crawford couldn't even really talk like that. Like he's a lot better now than he was years ago, but that's because he matured and grew as a man, as a person. So, we watch these guys kind of grow up and develop and shit in real time. We kind of watching and see it. So maybe that'll come somewhere down the line for Boots as well. But shit, man, he can't talk. He really can't. He can't talk. He remind me of them basketball players from the '90s, the Chicago Bulls. If you used to watch the interviews after the games, I remember my mom's and them, Mama Shito and them used to always say, "Man, these cannot talk. None of them could talk. Only one that could really talk was like Jordan. Like none of them dudes could talk. Like they can talk for shit. Like they just can't talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what Boots. He just can't talk. He don't really say things that's. He just needs like a good PR person or something. I don't know. But Boots Ennis and his father and them, they kind of old school. They don't really get into all that stuff, and they don't really get into that. They rather just put it to work in the gym and do it that way. And that's cool. But you got to move the needle, bro. Like this is just a new different time. Like you got to move the needle in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be all showing your ass and doing all that, like, but turn it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Turn it up a little bit. You said, how are they adding the ring belt? Because I think this is going to determine who's the man in the weight class. This fight's going to determine who's the actual guy. Because Barrios, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? I like the Aztec Warrior, but nah, man, he lost that last fight, bro. Um, who else is the champion at that weight? Shit, I forgot. But yeah, this fight is going to determine who's the best guy in the weight class for sure. You said you don't see Boots being dominant at 54. Man, I have a hard time seeing it as well, bro. Honestly, I do. I do. And that's the thing with Virgil. Virgil's already up there kind of doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Getting it in, fighting tough guys too, man. Tough fighters and shit. He's fighting them and getting through it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them may have been a little controversial or whatever, but he's getting through it. You know what I'm saying? And Virgil, in my opinion, he's pretty battle tested. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty battle tested. You know what I'm saying? And he's a really game fighter. So I don't know, man. Boots Ennis got to really look good tomorrow night. I think it'll be great for him if he could just get the stoppage and do what he's been doing prior to Kukachan. That'll be good for Boots. But if he go out there and put up a performance similar to Kukachan or worse, it's going to be really bad for him. You said, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for Sandy Onis to destroy Boots? Man, is that going to happen, bro? I don't know, man. What's up, OG Bobby Johnson? Y'all hit that like button for your boy, man. Hit that like button for your boy. Somebody tried to literally tell me that Boots Ennis look like he's in great shape. I'm like, yeah, man, you must don't really know much about the sport, dog. Stick around, learn something. You know what I'm saying? Stick around and learn something, dog. This is the moment I was waiting for this fight. I'm like, all right, let me see how this dude look on fight week. Because I know Boots gonna put in the work in the gym and do all that. He's a very disciplined guy. I already know he's gonna do what he needs to do. But I want to see how he gonna look on them on fight week. And yeah, this is how he looks, man. Yeah, he looks like Haney at 35. Facts, bro. Facts. That's how Haney was looking at 35. He was looking crazy. But he still performed in that Prograde fight. So we go see, man. I guess it really matters too how they rehydrate. You know what I'm saying? How they rehydrate. But still, bro, you still took a lot out of yourself and you sat there like this all week. Head hurting, dry, mouth dry, irritated. You know what I'm saying? They be all in a bad mood and shit because you hungry. You got no water in you. You know what I'm saying? You just be fighting closer to your weight, bro. You said bro show up in model shape to a unification bout. Man. You said you rooting for Stanionis, been following his whole career, but Boots needs to move up. He looks horrible on the scale. Yeah, man. He looks horrible. He looks horrible, man. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. If you're catching the replay, make sure you hit that like button. It's really, but outside of this, real quick, we come back to this in a second. It's, man, boxing, man, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's just kind of been boring. I ain't gonna lie. Boxing been kind of boring. Nobody cares about the Ryan Roley fight. Nobody cares about that shit, bro. It's a good card too. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody's talking about it. Like there's nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? What fans really like, whether they like to admit it or not, especially the OGs, but fans like the build up, the storyline leading up to the big moment. You know what I'm saying? The big fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what makes fights more exciting, rather than you just seeing two dudes in the ring throwing punches. I think the anticipation, the build up, the trash talk, that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? That makes it a little bit more exciting. And we haven't been getting none of that shit, bro. We got dudes starting to circle each other, honestly. And I'm questioning if we back in another duck season again. I'm questioning if we're entering another duck season. It's been a lot of low key ducking going on. And speaking of ducking, I heard that Tank um was actually gonna be fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul came out, and Jake Paul seems to be a promoter for the ladies. He's just signed Alicia Bumgarner. She about to have a fight coming up. Jake Paul, salute to Jake Paul, man. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could be an asshole. You could not like the guy, but he's doing right by boxing. As far as giving the ladies a platform and letting them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? These ladies, this shit's moving right along for them. We got um Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 3 coming up now. That should be fun. You know, those ladies always fight. Amanda Serrano came up to the first press conference or whatever with a headgear on, because Katie Taylor's a head button cheater. You know what I'm saying? And Katie Taylor's so overrated. It's not even funny, bro. I don't even want to be mean, but she's super overrated. I mean, I just think she's overrated. Amanda Serrano is. She kind of fought like an idiot the last fight, in my opinion. Like, why you standing there taking all those shots like that? But she's the better fighter overall, in my opinion. And Katie Taylor's just so overrated, in my opinion. Um, that's just what it is. So hopefully Amanda Serrano gets the job done. And Alicia Baumgartner's on the card. So Jake Paul's doing right by boxing. Giving ladies a platform, giving them a place so they can fight and make a lot of money. Um, but he also said that him and Tank was going to be fighting. It's like, wait a minute, how in the fuck? So you complain about Devin being too big and Ryan and all these guys, but then you cool with going in there and fighting Jake Paul. Okay, I get it, because that's not gonna be a real fight. So if any of that is true, come on, man. But speaking of Tank, bro, wait, where Tank at?
We did how many rounds? We probably did at least like 8 straight.
Yeah, but you in the bag for about 8-2.
Yeah.
That's good. You're not in bad shape.
Yeah. This guy, pick up my one.
Tank Davis. I forgot this guy's name. I've been following him for years on IG. He seems like an extremely knowledgeable coach. He seems more like an old school coach as far as teaching you the science, the techniques, why you doing what you're doing. He's just not holding mitts and shit like that. Like, he's teaching you the science of boxing, like a karate instructor. Really seemed like a really good coach. I'm not sure who he trains as far as professionals, but Tank Davis, this is raises question for a lot of people. Did he ditch Calvin Ford, Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny? Will they be even further on the seat? Right? Because Coach Kenny got reduced to cut man. He used to be the second man. And Coach Calvin, who's like his pops, used to be his head trainer for his whole career, has now been reduced to second seat to Coach Barry Hunter. But now we see Tank Davis in the gym training. I can't believe I forgot his name, man. He's a Muslim guy. I forgot his name. But he always wear the thing on his head, and he always got the skirt on. And he be teaching boxing. And he seems to really know what he's talking about. I forgot the guy's name. But if you know his name, leave it in the chat. But people questioning is Tank getting trained by this guy. I don't know. I don't know, because like I told you guys, man, I don't know what Tank Davis can really do in a rematch. At 30 years old, he's a smaller fighter. 30-year-old heavyweight is really young still. But 30-year-old small guy, they tend to mature faster, and they rely on speed and agility a lot more than the big guys do. And what is the first thing that goes? Like your speed and shit like that. The things that's needed to really deal in the smaller divisions. I'm not quite sure, man. Tank Davis is a talented dude, though, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Switching trainers this late in your career, I don't know. I don't know if he even really switched trainers. This is just speculation. Um, I guess it don't hurt to kind of learn something new. But I don't know, man. I don't know if Tank Davis could beat Lamont Roach. I don't really think he could really beat dude like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think so. I think Lamont Roach may got his number. Um, I think Lamont Roach has a really good style for Tank, and I think it's going to be even better in the rematch. So that's just some of the latest with Tank, man. You see him training with these different guys and doing all this different stuff. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say it's a good thing. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but this is just what it's looking like right now. What's up, GK Black? I see you in the building. Yeah, Coach Mustafa. There we go. Coach Mustafa. That was his name. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. All right, see? There we go. We got some clarity on what's going on. He says Mustafa just stated in the interview with Mill City he is not Tank's coach. Coach was just in town getting some mid work in. Okay. So scratch that. Tank just getting some mid work in, and that's not his coach. All right, so, but like I said, the dude seems extremely knowledgeable. Coach Mustafa, he seems very knowledgeable. He seems like a dude that's about the science of the sweet science. He's not just holding mitts and shit like that. Like, he's teaching you why you doing what you doing and all this. And yeah, he seems to be a really good coach, honestly. You said Tank hasn't been the same fighters in years. Him getting exposed was bound to happen. Because Tank's been fighting these guys, bro. He hasn't been fighting any guys that's really going to push him to the next level. And I'm not saying Tank is a dude who's not serious, but you got to fight more serious competition as you start to, I'm not saying you got to do it every fight, but he fought a lot of the same guys for a long time. And then when he starts to fight the more, guys like Lamont, then we start to see little things like, oh shit, he looks human out here. Oh damn, he didn't really hurt him like that. Oh wow, he's still standing and it's the 8th round. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first roadblock, I would say, for Gervonta Tank Davis, man. Not every fighter's gonna get through the sport just clean like Floyd or Andre SOG Ward. You know what I'm saying? You're just not. Tank got a draw on his record now. You said when you put a grown man's name in your handle, shows you a fan of fans. Dude's a weirdo. Grown man jumping on anything boosts to talk. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, dog. Would you put a grown man's name in? I'm not even falling for that. Like, what is that supposed to mean, dog? Like, what you mean putting a grown man's name? Like, what's that supposed to mean, dog? We talking boxing. One supposed to just say, "Come to the live stream now." You don't understand how this works on this side of things. You just don't get it. There's a thing called algorithm. There's a thing called keywords and tags and all that shit to get this shit moving, bruh. My advice to the people that's on the other side, don't take too much into the titles. Don't put too much stock into these titles, bro, because sometimes you gotta have these titles to be catchy and flashy and shocking just for YouTube to push the video. Am I lying when I say Boots Ennis looks weight drained? Am I fucking lying? Am I lying, bro? Because it'll be crazy if I had a title that said Jaron Ennis looks like he's in phenomenal shape going into this fight with. And come on, bro. We don't do that over here on this side of the internet, dog. We call this shit how we see it. The little nigga look weight drained, bro. He looks skinny as hell. He don't look strong at all right now. He look like he got a headache. He look like he's in pain. But you got some unknowledgeable bozos coming on here saying, oh, well, since you got a grown man name in the handle, you just a fanboy. How the yeah. These guys, bro, I tell you. You said, oh, so he's a Boots fan. Oh, they get mad. Look, man, I like Boots, bro. I like Boots, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know what I'm saying? I want him to do well. I want him to look good. I want him to go out there and put up one of the best performances we've seen from Boots. I want that. But we call it how we see it over here, bro. This may not be the place for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Your feelings might get hurt, dog. You know what I'm saying? Clearly your feelings got hurt. Y'all need guys like your boy Bashir that's gonna tell you the fucking truth, bro. I'll be lying to you. He looks like he's in great shape on the left picture right here. Look strong as hell. But you look on the right, that's fight week. Nah, he looks terrible. His face, the side of his head all sunk in, make his head look big, like round, like, come on, man. Headache, bro. He got a headache. I hope Boost performs. I hope he does. But Stanionis ain't coming here to play, bro. What I tell you about them Eastern European dudes? They don't come to play, man. They come to fight. These Eastern European dudes, they don't got nothing to lose. They road warriors. They don't got no fans. They be in other people's countries all the time fighting. This is what they do. He's gonna come ready. We saw what Kukachan did. And Boots knows standing on the same plan. Boots and his team ain't no fools. But my thing is with this fight, how will he perform? How will he perform? I can't wait to see it. We gotta intensify the drama for this fight somehow. And this is the way to do it. Will Boost be able to perform? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Because they did a horrible job promoting this fucking fight. Horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. Eddie Hearn did a terrible job. It's almost like he's ready to cash out on Boots. You said last fight to prove himself. I think this should be his last fight at 47, bro. It definitely don't be sticking around trying to be undisputed. You might not make it, kid. You don't want to. Then you don't want to have a situation to where you didn't make the weight. Oh, he's off by 1.25 pounds. He missed the weight by 2 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. You said it might be Booth's last fight with Matchroom. I think it is his last fight on this contract. That shit went by quick, man. That shit went by quick. I mean, yeah. I mean, like that's the other side. We've seen fighters have looked like this, but they come out and perform. You know what I'm saying? They still rehydrate properly, and they still go out there and perform like nothing was wrong. I seen it with Devin. You know what I'm saying? I seen Devin do it more recently. I seen Crawford look kind of bad in more recent fights. But he still get out there and he could do his thing. So we go see if Boots can do it too. But shit, man, he looks real bad though. Cause Boots been a big guy, pretty big welterweight. He's like what 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". You said Boots will be better, best at 54. I don't. That's a good question. Will he? Those guys are naturally bigger, faster, and probably stronger. You know what I'm saying? They're not necessarily going to be like slow at 54. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be big, strong, and fast. Will Boots be able to compete? I think he should have been up there soon just to get comfortable at that weight. At least fight some of these, middle of the pack dudes up there real quick. Maybe some of the, top B-level guys or something. And then, you said he's fine, bro. The biggest, yeah, we gonna see, bro. We gonna see, man. He don't look like it. You know what I'm saying? He just don't look like it. You probably can barely get an interview out of him. Mouth, mouth all dry, throat dry. Shit, can't talk, can't drink water either because you got to keep the weight down. Mm-hmm. Yep, the gloves change at 54 too. Exactly. So those dudes gonna be hitting harder. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be naturally hitting harder, bro. Boost is shown to have a good chin though. You know what I'm saying? Boost at 47, he's shown to have had a pretty good chin. He got hit a few times in the mouth, and he kind of eats shit. He eats punches. When he gets hit clean, he eats that shit for the most part. I don't never see Boots really stumbling and wobbling back or nothing. He eats them shits. But will he be able to eat him at 54? Yeah, that picture on the right is definitely recent. That was this week. That was like on Monday or something like that. The picture on the left is probably like, I think that's during the buildup of his last fight. You know what I'm saying? Before his last fight, I believe. But that's how he normally looks. A significant difference, bro. I'll be mad as hell if I had to look like this from looking like that, going like that to have to look like this. Head hurting. Oh yeah, your punch resistance definitely wanes when you drain. You ain't got no fluids in your brain, so it's easier for you to get knocked out and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that comes with guys being weight drained and shit like that. But I think we gonna see, man. I think Bozy and them go get him right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they go do their best. They go do everything that's needed to make sure he's right. But we go see how the fight plays out, man. Stadion is pretty aggressive. He's probably gonna be going to attack the body quite a bit. I think it's gonna be a tough fight, man. But I expect Boots to get through it. I expect him to get through it. Yeah, the picture on the left is him out of camp, but he still looks like he's in good shape though. You know what I'm saying? He still looks like he's in good shape when he's out of camp. You know, he's in the gym right here in this picture lifting weights or something. But yeah, we've seen Boots in the past fight week, and he didn't look like this. It's just been more recent fights. Now you can start to notice the difference. You say if he's 180 fighting, bro, I couldn't imagine getting down to 47. I just don't see how these dudes do it. I don't see how they do it, bro. How do you get that low? Like I couldn't imagine getting down to 47 as a I mean, I'm a bigger guy though, but even like 54 or like 60, I couldn't even imagine getting that low. Like how the hell do you like I guess it's possible. I'll be looking crazy as hell. You said Bud was 47, 780, 178 fighting at 47.54. Yeah, Bud was also originally a lightweight fighter who kind of grew over the years. Um, he kind of grew over the years. And I think once you hit your 30s, man, it's like the weight just really just starts to come on and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit just naturally just comes on. You know what I'm saying? You just go get bigger. Just regardless, you just go get bigger. Yeah. No undisputed in the future. We got to make that weight 2 or 3 more times, bro. Trying to get Barrios in the ring. Ain't no telling how long that's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? Salute to DL87 for the super chat. He says, in one championship, there is no weight cutting. You need to be fully hydrated when you weigh in. They do a urine test to see whether you dehydrate. Yeah, they do. They don't do what they call it. They do hydration test over there. I think that's what they call it. They don't so the fighters can fight closer to their natural weight. And guess what? Those dudes fight like animals over there. You know what I'm saying? They fight like animals on ONE FC. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they not all drained and shit, bro. Yeah, they don't let the fighters do all that big cutting and shit over there on ONE. They do rehydration tests. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how that will work for boxing though, because boxing is just so many different fighters and weight classes, and you know what I'm saying? They'll kind of I don't know how that'll work for boxing, but yeah, they don't do that in ONE. Y'all smash the like button for your boy. Morning stream, probably lunchtime for a lot of people. Some of you may just not be getting up off out there on the West Coast. Yeah, StreamYard kind of changed some things up, man. I can't like, yeah, they changed some shit up. You said Boost look like he has cancer. You said the man look like Skeletor. Yeah, he looks bad, bro. You said a black fighter has to move up, but a Mexican can weight bully. I mean, I'm saying he needs to move up because it don't look good, bro. And I think he'll perform better, bro. He'll have more energy to perform to his maximum capabilities, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the kid go out there and do good. You know what I'm saying? Perform to at his best. I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen if he sticks around at 47. Then it could mess everything up. Yeah, he did look like the late Chadwick Boseman before he. Yeah, like really skinny, like really really skinny. Barrios moving up. Pacquiao fight. Oh my god, bro. Barrios is. I mean, I like Barrios, but man, he on some ducking shit right now. How you gonna move up, bro? For what? To do what? To get a how you get a Pacquiao fight? How did you get a Pacquiao fight? Like, come on, man. That's why I don't fall for the what has he done shit and he ain't done. I don't really like that shit. That shit's kind of stupid, bro. Because certain dudes could just pick who they want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And they get the fight. What did he do to get the fight? Like he looked terrible in his more recent fights, bro. And I like Barrios. That's my guy, but he looked terrible, bro. He looked terrible. How you get a Pacquiao fight? You said let's see Boots in the weigh-in. Yeah, we go see, man. We go see how he look. That should be later on today, sometime this evening, afternoon, and then I'm do a follow-up video on it later on. We gonna talk about it. Might do a live stream. We gonna talk about it. See how you look on them scales, man. We gonna see how Stanionis looks as well. You said tell Ill Will that Boots duck both Crawford and Ortiz. I mean, I do question did Boots really want to fight Bud like that? I do question it. It was a good move though to get his name out there and to attach his name to Crawford's name and all that. Those talks have since died down. And then with Ortiz, man, I tried to give him grace. I felt like they bamboozled Boots, but I don't think the people around him, um, man, they need some good PR people, bro. Like they need somebody that got their ears to the streets. What I mean by the streets is the boxing streets. See what the people talking about and see what narratives is being conjured up. And then you need a guy like me that's go kind of tell him, like, hey, look, man, this is what you need to say. Blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? This is what you need to say. This is what you need to do. Call his bluff. Accept the fight, see if he really wants it. I didn't think Virgil really wanted to fight Boots like that. Honestly, me personally, I don't think he really wanted to do it like that. But it was a clever tactic by Golden Boy to put the pressure on Boots, him coming off that bad performance, and it will be a quick turnaround for him to hop right in there, like 2 months later, to hop right in there with Virgil. It was a clever tactic to change the narrative and to put things in their favor. And then what did Virgil Trainer say? Yeah, we're not dealing with Boots at all now. Like, what you mean? Nothing even happened, bro. But Virgil himself said he'll be interested in fighting Boots still. Virgil's a really humble dude, likable guy. He said he'll still be interested, and Boots said, he'll fight him in the future. I'm looking at the future like, damn, bro. All right, I guess y'all wait until y'all become like Oscar and Floyd. Oh yeah, yeah. You said they made weight already? Oh, so they did the ceremonial weigh-ins? You know what? You right about that. I'm glad you said that, Sonny. They do the weigh-ins like in the morning, like first thing usually, except for that one tank fight where they made Ryan wait all damn day and shit. You know what I'm saying? That was some dirty shit. But yeah, they usually do the weigh-ins in the morning and then they do the ceremonial weigh-ins for the public and for the fans to see later on. That's usually what they do. So yeah, the weight probably has been made already. I'm not sure if there's been reported what he made, or anything like that yet, but we gonna talk about it later. You said so. Boots already rehydrated. He probably starts to rehydrate. He probably won't fully be rehydrated till tomorrow. Oh, you said they both 146.2. Okay, so they both came in at 146.2. Is that too much weight for Boots to cut? I don't know. He looks bad though, man. He do. We gonna see, man. Stanionis is a game opponent though. That's a real opponent for him. So I think this is gonna be a good fight, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait to see it. It's just unfortunate that it wasn't pushed or promoted or built up like it should have been. But that's kind of what happens, man. When you got an American fighter, a Black American fighter fighting one of these Eastern European guys, it tends to be a lackluster promoted fight. Oh, you said Stan looked like he had a better weight cut, and Stan is big as yeah. Stan, that's what I'm saying. Stanionis, I felt like he was always a big welterweight. Even when he came around, he was big, all muscular and shit. He was they these guys were bigger than like Crawford and Thurman and all those dudes. They was naturally bigger guys, it seemed like to me. But Stanley probably did have a better cut, man. He probably did. And things like that could take effect on how a fight performs. I mean, how a fight plays out. Who has the more energy, the better stamina, the better endurance, able to take it more, take the punches more, stuff like that. We know Boots is skilled, got a lot of talent, but your body, man, will it hold up cutting all that weight? You said who wins, Boots or Pac-Man? Boots beats Pacquiao. Pacquiao got smoked by Ampo, the Japanese kickboxer, who actually got some skills. Yeah, you said if Jaron is getting dropped, no energy, or flat, you know what's up. Yeah, man. I know. And it'll be the perfect opportunity for Stanionis to beat a guy like Boots. This will be the perfect time right now for Stanionis to get the win off on Boots. Perfect time. Because Boots probably likely won't be, he just likely won't be at 100%, full 100%. I don't know. Maybe he's just one of those dudes like Jared Hurd who's one of his special abilities is weight cutting. Ooh, Jared Hurd, by the way, I think he retired, by the way. I think he recently just called it quits after his last fight. Yeah, Boots just trying to, collect some belts, add some good accolades to his resume. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I could say I was undisputed, a unified champion, et cetera, et cetera. Can't take that away from him. But he's gonna be going through it to do it, especially considering I think his time is almost up at 47. Boots and Bud not even beefing like the fans was beefing. You know what I'm saying? Boots, in my opinion, was doing what he was supposed to do as a young fighter. Um, you know what I'm saying? Now, if he was serious or not, that's a whole other thing entirely, but he was doing what he was supposed to do. Yeah, the UFC cuts a lot of weight, bro. Like a 155-pound fighter in the UFC, them dudes damn near walk around at 200, bro. Like guys like Khabib and shit, man, them dudes walk around at damn near like 200 pounds, bro. Tyron Woodley was a dude. Tyron Woodley was 170, right? I think he was a dude that was over like 200 pounds, bro. Cutting all that fucking weight. But wrestlers are really good at cutting weight anyway, though. That's kind of what they do. But yeah, man, they be like 200-pound dudes cutting down to 150, 170 and shit. Cutting 30 to 40 pounds. Y'all talking about Charles Conwell? I didn't see his last fight. I didn't see Charles Conwell last fight. How did he look? I see y'all mentioning his name with Boots. You said Willie was a small guy. Yeah, Willie was what, 5'9"? On paper, they said. You said you think Conwell got the KO? Yeah, who did Conwell fight, bro? I forgot. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. You said going out sad. What that mean? You said who should Boost go after if he wins? I think Boost should go after 54. That's what Boost should do, man. He should go after 54. He should be done with 47, man. He go see. Because if he does win the fight, but it's a performance that he's not satisfied with, yeah, he's gonna come to the conclusion that yeah, it's time for me to come on up. We gonna see, man. I guess it all depends on how he feels and how he performs, and then that's gonna determine whether he stay or not. That's what I think. You said Regis and Josh Taylor never moved up. Regis was naturally like small though, man. Regis was one of those fighters that um kind of eventually became kind of too small for some of those dudes at 40, but he'll be definitely too small for guys at 47. He's an older guy. He probably couldn't quite comfortably make 35. Some fighters be in a rock and a hard place as far as these weight classes and stuff. Some fighters be stuck like Adrian Broner, for example. Too small for 47, but too big for 35. Probably too big for 40. You know what I'm saying? Like those that's why they came up with Broner weight. And Canelo had this same problem for some years. That's why they had Canelo weight. He's fighting at catch weights and shit. Connor Ben looked like he's in tremendous shape. He looked like a bodybuilder right now. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Detroit D-Town. I'm glad you said that. I did a video on it. Apparently, not standing on this. De Los Santos turned down the offer for Keyshawn, but now, according to Mike Carpenter, the fight is on. Just to put that out there, I forgot to say that the Keyshawn Davis De Los Santos thing is back on. I think it's going to be happening. I want to say in June or July, same original date. So that fight is supposed to be happening. Something to look forward to. That should be a good fight. Really good fight, actually. You said Norman Jr. too big too. Yeah, he'll be up there. Yeah. Keyshawn versus Edwin De Los Santos, June 7th. Yep. Yeah, it's back on now, bud. Stop the Easy Rose fans. That fight is back on now. So they may either gave him some more money or he just says, fuck it, I'll take it. Smart move by De Los Santos, man. Smart move. Smart move. He was trying to play hardball a little bit. Like, man, nah, man, I ain't taking that, man. Give me some more. They either gave him some more or he just said, fuck it, I'll just take it. You said, why are we so quick to call black fighters duck, but Mexican fighters slide? That's something I talked about. Mexican fighters can get away with ducking a lot more, bro. I be calling them out. I call them out for their ducking behavior because they get away with ducking. And like I said on my last stream, the Mexican fighters of yesterday wasn't ducking smoke like that. Latino fighters in general was fighting everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some of the bravest warriors in combat. But today, nah, man. You got some that's avoiding title shots and, all types of shit, man. That's not, nah, man. They didn't used to move like that, bro. What's his name? Leo Santa Cruz, one of the biggest ducks in boxing. One of the nicest dudes you probably ever meet in boxing. Really nice guy and shit, but he was a duck. You know what I'm saying? He was ducking smoke left and right. And then he just magically found himself in a Tank Davis fight. It's like, man, hell nah. But see, The thing is, the Latino boxing fans they're not as hard on their fighters. You know what I'm saying? They just not as hard on their fighters or their people in general. Black people, black Americans, man, we vicious. We vicious. We vicious with each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? Think about how your own family be laughing at you and shit like that, bro. Calling you washed up and shit. We saw what Stephen Fulton and had to say about how his family, his sisters and them was kind of laughing at him that he lost against Inoue. Like it's a lonely sport. Adrian Broner getting laughed at by his cousins and them, calling him washed up. Dude made millions, 4 division champion. Did his thing. But now he's not quite where he used to be. Now he washed up. His own family trolling him. Come on, man. That's what it is, man. We really, really hard on our own people, bro. The Mexican fans, the Puerto Rican fans, man, they don't be as hard on their guys like that, bro. That's the truth. That's the truth. Black folks is really, really, really hard on each other. Very hard. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Really, really, really hard on each other. Laughing at each other, shitting on each other. Be happy to see another brother lose. Latino fans don't do all that, bro. They don't. And I question what happened to all the Mexican fans back when Triple G was around. If you was around the boxing then, a lot of Latinos was rocking with Triple G, Mexicans for Golovkin. And you had a lot of Mexican fans that did not like Canelo. But now that Triple G's out of the scene after he bamboozled Mexico, because Triple G used Mexico, you know what I'm saying? They bamboozled him. You know what I'm saying? Now they back on board with Canelo. You don't see a lot of Latino or Mexican Canelo haters anymore. They got back on code. They got back on code, bro. They got back on code, bro. Oh yeah, Bud Crawford. I'm glad you said that too. He called out Pacquiao for being on PEDs, bro. He said, man, ain't no way. This dude moved up that much weight and then didn't lose nothing. And I question that too. Not like Manny, but bro, how you move up that many weight classes and he didn't lose nothing? Nothing, bro. He moved up 9 weight classes. He kept his speed throughout his whole career, his power. Shit didn't start to diminish for Manny until he started getting older. Big ass giant tree trunk legs and a massive head. Looked like a giant midget. You know what I'm saying? And Bud Crawford called him out, was like, look, man, ain't no way. This dude, man, he was on something, bro. He was on something, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it is, Manny never got caught up, so I'm not about to sit here and do that. Because I see a lot of guys today that likes to paint certain fighters, a lot of black fighters actually. Oh, he's on PEDs. Oh, he's with Snack. Oh, never tested positive or none of that. But the guys that actually test positive, oh man, we just go ignore that. Using eggs and nasal spray and you know what I'm saying? Butt oil as excuses to why they test positive. But guys that never test positive, maybe just simply got good genetics and shit and work hard. Oh man, they cheating or something. But if you do some shit like how Manny did it, that's not really possible, bro. I'm not, maybe Manny's just that special. Maybe that's one of his specialties. There are special people in this world. Maybe that's one of his specialties that he was able to just do all that and not lose nothing. Not lose his speed, his blitzing speed, and his crazy power. Didn't lose none of it. You didn't even see a love handle on dude or none of that. Like when he gained weight, he was just solid. And Bud Crawford even questioned that. Oh, you seen what Showbiz had to say? Yeah, I saw that. Showbiz said something about Crawford on Snack or something. I tried to look and see if I see any photos or something of Crawford with a Snack program shirt on or something, and I didn't see nothing, bro. I don't know what these dudes be on. But Showbiz, guys like Showbiz, Ego, they don't like Bud Crawford because Bud Crawford said they some fucking lames. You know what I'm saying? He called them out. So now they kind of, and then they was pro Spence anyway. You know what I'm saying? And they end up losing that battle. So now they kind of take shots at Crawford and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Showbiz was on that shit talking about snack, but then he don't say nothing about Canelo though, who tested positive for Clenbuterol. You know what I'm saying? Who was looking spectacular too in those fights. And then nobody wants to question now why Canelo looking super lethargic and slow. I'm not falling for the glitz and glamour. I see what's really going on, but we go see how he looks in this William Skull fight, and then follow with Terrence Crawford. You said who cares? Yeah, I just seen it pop up. I didn't watch the video or nothing, but I just saw it pop up on my notifications. Crawford with snack, something with Crawford and snack or something. You know that's the thing, man. Crawford and snack, man. They gotta find something. Like, well, Bud Crawford, he just can't be that damn good. It's got to be something. It's Victor Conte is the reason why. If that's the case, then Boo Boo Andre should be spectacular because he was a high level amateur guy too, and so should Devin the Dream Haney. You know what I'm saying? Because they both in the snack program. And Boots, I see him wearing a snack shirt too. So I mean, man, get off that. Get off that, man. Speaking of Arrow, where is Arrow, man? Where's Errol Spence, man? Errol Spence, bro. I'm the only channel that talk about the big fish, man. Nobody even talk about the big fish no more. They just man, that's sad case. The Charlos is actually coming back before Spence. You know what I'm saying? Jamel and Jamal coming back. I think they fight on the same yeah, they coming back, man. They coming back. They coming back before him, man. Yeah, I think Jamal's fighting Thomas Lamana. Then I think Laura knocked him spark too. I want to see Caleb Plant fight Berlanga, but Berlanga on some ducking shit, and he's using that Canelo fight, that loss, as a just acting like he's the super A side, and he's the man, and all that. And then what he say? He said that he was beating Canelo. I don't know, man. Berlanga seems to be pretty delusional, honestly. He seems to be pretty delusional. Yeah, he don't want Berlanga didn't want to smoke with Caleb Plant for real, for real. He was just pump faking. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's time to fight Caleb Plant, oh well, nah, man, I'm the A side. You didn't done nothing. Y'all both fought Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? And Caleb Plant is the more established, accomplished fighter, former champion, and all types of shit. Like Caleb Plant got respect in the boxing community. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. And he seems to be a fighter that can kind of put asses in seats, honestly. So I don't know what Berlanga's on. Because that last dude he fought, I don't even know who that was. What's up, CW, aka Reggie Bush? Salute to you, bro. Yeah, he gonna have Bud looking like Broly a week before Canelo and shit, man. Like, come on, man. I can't wait to see how Canelo looks. Cause like I told you guys, man, I don't know about Canelo, man. He's looking, um, yeah, man. He's starting to slow down, bro. Canelo ain't gonna stay that young guy forever. Some dudes exit their primes a lot earlier than others. And I think Canelo's about to be losing his prime. We gonna start to see that really, really soon. Watch. Watch what I tell y'all. We gonna start to notice glaring differences in his performances from more recent. Watch. He gonna be looking a lot more predictable, slower, lethargic, a lot more telegraphed. He gonna still be fighting with a lot of heart, and shit like that because that's just who he is. But skill wise, it's gonna you gonna notice some differences in his speed, his explosiveness. You ain't gonna see a lot of that from Canelo. Watch, Canelo's starting to get. He probably burnt out. Got a lot of fights. Been fighting since he was like what? He been a pro since he was like 14, 15, 16. Got a lot of fights under his belt. Got a lot of money. Yeah, that's only natural for him to start to lose it. And then he's a shorter guy. He's not necessarily like a he's not necessarily like he don't necessarily have like a athlete's build, like an athletic build. So yeah, I would expect Canelo to look pretty pedestrian in his next couple of fights, bro. Not to say he won't get through it, especially the one with Skull, because there's still a lot of questions about Skull. But depending on how Crawford shows up in his fight, to that fight, it could be a bad night for Canelo, in my opinion. You said who should Benavidez fight? Man, I don't know, bro. That's a good bro, but Benavidez might be in a tough spot right now, bro. Because I would imagine Better Beef after this last fight with Beevil, he's gonna be retiring. I don't think Beevil's gonna be standing around too much longer. After that fight, I think Beevil likely is gonna retire soon. Because there's not much left for those guys. You know what I'm saying? And then Benavidez, he already fought his rival in Dave Morrell. So it's really, really, really hard to say what's gonna happen with David Benavidez right now, man. He might be um, stuck in the box for a little minute until something else happens. Cause he ain't gonna have nobody to fight. And guess what the narrative gonna be? Oh well, he ain't fighting nobody. Well, he's been trying to fight Canelo Alvarez for the better part of 4 years, and nothing's been happening. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Reggie Bush for the super chat. He says cooking. Salute to you, man. Appreciate the super chat, bro. I can't leave this stuff on the screen anymore. I don't know what StreamYard. They switched some stuff up. You said Canelo's built like Roblox. You said he like a Minecraft character. Oh, you know what? That's a good fight right there, OG. OG Bobby. Anthony Yard and Callum Smith. Yeah, those are good fights, actually. Those are really good fights for him. I ain't gonna. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Those two guys, I think Benavidez should go after next. Either Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard is a good fighter too, man. It's unfortunate we haven't been seeing much of him. And Callum Smith, man. Those are really good fights for him, actually. You think Benavidez? I don't know. I think Benavidez is a lot tougher than that, bro. Benavidez is game as hell, man. I don't think he's gonna just go in there and get knocked out or go in there and just get outboxed. I just have a hard time seeing it, honestly, bro. You said Yard not taking no low money. You said Benavidez could fight Albert Ramirez or Jesse Hart. I don't know. I guess if you want to have a stay busy fight, Put Angles, that'd be a good idea. You said Benavidez need to go on a UK tour. Yeah, maybe he should take a page out of Canelo's book and go on a European tour. Yeah, Jesse Hart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jesse Hart, bro. Like, nah, man, I don't know if that's a. I don't know. If that's a. I'm not saying it's a bad fight, but I don't know if that's the fight to take right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesse Hart. I mean, he'll fight anybody, but I don't know. Benavidez needs that Canelo fight, man, but Canelo don't want to give it to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Canelo said, you know what? I'll just fight Skull. I'll fight Crawford, and then I'll see what's next. Maybe Eubanks, if Eubanks get past Conor Ben. You said Yard was giving Beterbiev some issues. Yeah, Yard is pretty good, man. For a fighter who don't have no amateur career, for a guy who started late in the sport, I always thought Anthony Yard was really, really talented, naturally talented. He just didn't have the experience like a lot of the other guys. But Anthony Yard is actually really good. He just don't got the experience. I'm not quite sure what he's been doing either, man. I haven't seen nothing of Anthony Yard, like nothing. None of those training clips or none of that from him. It's almost like he dropped off the face of the earth, man. Yeah, I think Yard started late too, man. He started late. He didn't have no amateur run and none of that. I think he just was a dude who just, if I'm not mistaken, you said Yard is just a 175 AJ. I don't know if he is chinny as Joshua, man. Joshua is he can't take a good punch no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua is just one thing you must have as a heavyweight is you absolutely gotta be able to take a punch, bro. A good one. Not just any punch, a good one. You gotta be able to take a good punch, bro, because all them dudes punching. Regardless of whether they're actually a big punch or not, every guy that's a heavyweight hitting hard. And it seemed like whenever AJ gets hit, it just hurts him. He don't like it. He falls. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem, bro. That's the problem. You gotta be able to take a good punch, bro. Yeah, Anthony Yard took some bombs, bro. Anthony Yard took some bombs from Better Beef, man. Anthony Yard put up a good performance. He put up a good fight, man. Yeah, you said Yard tries to be too flashy like Boots. Yeah, he do. Keep it simple. Yeah. But see, that's the thing. He don't have the unlike Boots, who has the amateur background, Yard doesn't. So he just kind of going off of just, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't have that foundation. Like a lot of the guys that's been boxing since they were 7, 8, 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? But I think he does pretty well for himself, considering. You said you still taking Wilder over AJ any day. Is that a fight that they still should make? Ah, man, that fight should have happened years ago, bro. I don't know. Both fighters, in my opinion, y'all know I'm a big, big Wilder fan, and I like AJ too. But I think those guys' best days are behind them now, man. You know what I'm saying? And they should have fought each other, and it should have been a 3-fight thing, depending on how those fights played out. You know what I'm saying? That was a lot of money on the table for that fight at one particular time. A lot of money. It was one of the biggest fights to be made. Y'all remember we talked about it all the time. Wilder Joshua, Joshua Wilder. That was one of the main talks in boxing at one point, along with Spence and Crawford. Then out of nowhere, Fury stepped up. And then it was Wilder Fury. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Bronx Bomber, apparently he's making one last run to see if he could still do it. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been liking what I've been seeing from Wilder in the more recent fights. He just hasn't been looking good. His punch resistance don't seem to be the same anymore. And once that happens, I think it's time to kind of um, bow out. You know what I'm saying? For something significant happens. Because he already did his thing, in my opinion. You said Wilder talking about fighting Francis after his upcoming fight. That's probably still a dangerous fight for Wilder. Francis Ngannou, who we haven't seen fight at all since that AJ loss. He hasn't fought. I don't even know if he fought in the PFL. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen Francis in a while. You said how I feel about Richard Torres. You know what? I missed his fight, but I heard that he looked good in the fight. Um, and how do I feel about Shushu? I think I like Shushu. I like his attitude too. He has that. A lot of those Brooklyn fighters, Zab, Mike Tyson, Shushu, they all, and Shannon Briggs, they all got that attitude about them. I like that. You said Torres looked trash for real? See, I didn't see his fight, man. Oh, okay. So Francis did fight in the PFL. He recently knocked the dude out, become champion. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Thanks for that, DL87. So Francis is the champion in PFL now. I didn't know that, man. PFL, damn, I did not know that. Yeah, shout out to the Cannon Briggs, man. Yeah, Shannon the Cannon, man. I wanted Shannon the Cannon to get a good opportunity when he came back. Let's go, champ. That shit was fun. I wanted him to really get a shot, but dudes was acting like they were scared of Shannon Briggs. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of dudes act like they did not want no smoke with the OG. And then come to find out he was on testosterone and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that was the reason why dudes was very weary of getting in there with the OG. Because what that testosterone shit does, for those who don't know, when these guys take that TRT shit, it gives them an unfair advantage. So not only do they have the experience of an OG fighter or older fighter, all the years of experience that they gained, now they have the stamina, endurance, the intensity, the explosiveness, all that shit that a young fighter brings. That's what that shit does. And this is why Vitor Belfort in the UFC was kicking ass on his second, third run. He was kicking ass until he ran to Anderson Silva. But he was kicking ass. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he was on TRT. So he could get up in there with these young fighters and smoke them. You know what I'm saying? Talented young fighters and smoke them. So dudes was scared of the Cannon. And plus, the Cannon Briggs is one of the heaviest punchers in boxing, one of the biggest punchers in boxing. Nah, hell no, I ain't fighting this dude. Yeah, he ran up on the Klitschko's. That shit was fun, bro. Boxing, the sport needs shit like that, man. Like just controversial shit. Nothing too crazy, but boxing needs that type of shit. Hey, UFC looking terrible right now, bro. No stars, no nothing right now. Adesanya, once Adesanya fell off or started to decline or whatever happens with Izzy, the UFC ain't the same no more, bro. They don't got nobody. And then they lost Pereira to I don't even know who that guy was. The UFC has nothing right now. They got a lot of dudes that's Russian Muslims with beards that barely speak English as champions and shit. Like they not needle's not moving right now. You said read my message from three above. Let me see. You said you want to see Francis go to karate combat and fight Robles Desparge. I don't know who that is, man, but I don't think Francis always got a punch his chance against anybody, in my opinion. Yeah, we don't got no top American heavyweights, bro. Not in boxing. Like we don't got no top heavyweights, and we barely got any in the UFC. All we got is John Jones, and he's playing hardball. So we don't got no like heavyweight top fighters in America, really. All those dudes like to play basketball, football, and other sports, man. All our best big men athletes, they doing other things, bro. They're not getting punched in the face. Yep, Shannon Briggs got the most first round KOs, bro. Yep, most first round KOs. I think in heavyweight history or in boxing in general, one of the two. Yeah, Shannon Briggs was a motherfucker, man. Yeah, Kamar Usman hasn't fought in a minute, bro. I think he's on the tail end, man. You know, Kamar Usman like what 37 now. A lot of those dudes in their late 30s now, man. Time flies, y'all. Shit, Terrence Crawford, what is he? 30? He about to be 37, 38 now. Time flies, man. Yep, we had Wilder. Yep. A lot of American fans chose the other guy over our American heavyweight, bro. I thought that shit was crazy. Oh, the only one that was wrecking shit, and we was like, nah, man, we don't like him. He can't fight. Man, I was all in. Bomb squad all day. You said Robius is a bum in PFL. Yeah, Wilder almost 40 now, y'all. Yeah, Wilder's, yeah. Yeah, man. Wilder's like 40 now. He's 39 or something like that. He's not the 20-something-year-old Wilder no more, man. He's time went by, y'all. Time went by. It's just crazy. They showed a video of Adrian Broner training recently. And he was looking good, throwing his hands, hitting the bag and stuff. He was looking good, honestly. But he wasn't looking good. Why? Because he had a dad bod going on. Like he had a big gut and shit. He looked crazy as hell. But he was still throwing them hands, hitting the bag like he still had some skills and shit. It's just like, damn, man. The sport just went by. You said Michael Hunter was our best heavyweight, but nobody, yeah, they didn't care about Michael Bounty Hunter, bro. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like heavyweight boxing, just Wilder really brought the spotlight in general, in my opinion. Wilder saved heavyweight boxing after the Klitschko's stunk up the place. And no disrespect to Klitschko, I think he's a great. But it was boring. Okay, it was boring to a lot of people, and it took a lot of attention away from the heavyweight division. But in comes the Bronze Bomber, crushing and knocking out everything that was in front of him. He brought the attention back to the heavyweight division. He sparked the fire that was needed to reignite that division. So salute to the Bronze Bomber, man. The heavyweight division is probably gonna be boring again now, y'all. Fury's pretty much done. Usyk is gonna be retiring soon. You know, you got Daniel Dubois. He's looking good. Um, man, but the heavyweight division ain't gonna be. It's gonna go back to another dry spell again. Yep, you said Wilder Joshua in 2018 for Undisputed was supposed to bring boxing back. Facts, bro. Facts. Facts. You said, does anyone beat Janabek? Probably Carlos Adames, but I believe he ran from Carlos. He don't want to fight Carlos Adames. I think Carlos Adames can give him a good fight. But Janabek got up out of there, bro. Janabek got up out of there, man. Oh, that Moses Atama? Yeah, he's nice. He's nice. Yeah, I think Michael Hunter did beat Bacoli first. Yeah, I think so, bro. Small heavyweight too, man. We got Andy Ruiz as well, but he hasn't fought in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to Andy Ruiz, bro? Like, it's crazy. Where is Demetrius Andrade? Exactly. Where is Boo Boo Andrade? We haven't seen him since his defeat to Benavidez. You said who's my top 10 pound for pound? Number one is Bud Crawford. I only reason why I put Usyk in it is because he's a former cruiserweight. So I got Usyk number two, the Monster number three. Uh, it gets tricky after this, honestly. Um, man, bro. Oh, Bevel number four. Even though he never moved up multiple weight classes or nothing. Um, it's tough, bro. It's tough. I don't know. I got to think about it for a second. Um, man, it's tough to say, bro. I want to put Shakur in it, but part of me also feels like he needs a big signature win, and I don't think he really has that. So if I was to put Shakur in it, it wouldn't be in the top five. Simply just because of that. He just isn't able to secure a big signature win, but he definitely has the talent. I would put. Nah, I don't know if I could put Tank in it. Um, damn, bro, that's tough, bro. That's tough. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know if I got a top 10. I'll have to really think about it. Yeah, Shakur definitely needs a big win. Canelo, is Canelo on a pound for pound? Yeah, I guess you could put Canelo on there. I'll put Canelo somewhere on there. I'm not sure where, but Canelo, yeah, he's been doing this thing for a long time. What's up, Derek James? Where's Errol Spence, man? And why you training Ryan Garcia, Derek? You ain't supposed to be messing with Ryan Garcia after the shit he said and did. Now you let him figure it out for himself after that. But guess what? Derek James needs to get back to work. Gotta keep the lights running somehow. Gotta get the bills paid. So I don't know. Yeah, Lamont Roach supposed to be getting that rematch. Um, hopefully he gets it, man. Lamont Roach dope, man. He's a lot better than I think most people gave him credit for. I like his attitude. His fighting style is really good. It's exciting too. Lamont Roach dope, man. He just don't have the big media push. He doesn't have the big push behind him. You know what I'm saying? But Lamont Roach is probably one of the better guys in those weight divisions. He's probably one of the better guys, honestly. You said Crawford, Usyk, Inoue, Shakur, Junto, Haney, Bam, Collazo, Janovic, Beevil, my list in order. Ah, so you got Junto in it. Yeah, his fight with Inoue should be pretty good, man. That should be a good one. You said who I think wins the rematch between Tank and Roach? I think Roach is going to win that. I think Roach is going to win that. I just don't see what Tank Davis can do differently that he couldn't have done in the first fight. I think Lamar Roach might got his number, bro. You said you think Rolly could pull off an upset? Man, I hope he can. I don't know if he can though. But Ryan is not necessarily the smartest fighter, and I see Ryan as a one-trick pony as well. And Ryan does a lot of things that defensively wrong. So maybe Rolly could catch him with something. You know what I'm saying? You said you got Lamont too. Yeah, I think Lamont could go beat Tank, bro. Tank fans don't be wanting to hear that shit, but there's no slight on Tank. I just think sometimes a guy might got your number. And I think Lamont Roach might be the guy that got Tank's number. And like I said before, Tank also, I don't know if he's actually gotten actually um better over the years. I mean, he's a really talented dude. You know what I'm saying? He got really good skills, but I don't know if he's necessarily gotten better. And I think a part of that is because of the dudes that he's been fighting for the better part of 3 or 4 years. Like it's been a lot of the same guys. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he's been really fighting iron prior to Lamont Roach. You said Tank got used to fighting bums. Yeah, man. The dudes with two left feet, dudes with two left knees, slower fighters. You said Cool Boy? You got Cool Boy in your pound for pound? I don't know, man. I like Foden. Um, he got some work to do. He got some work to do. I wouldn't put Foden in the pound for pound right now. He got some work to do. He can get back in there. He can get up there if he put in some good work. You said Mayweather protection. Yeah, and then it became after Floyd left, Tank was still moving funny. Hey, Tank, yeah, Tank. I guess apparently the guy isn't training Tank. We just got word that Coach Mustafa isn't training Tank. He was just in town and they worked some mitts. You know what I'm saying? So I'd expect Tank to still be with Calvin Kenny and probably Barry Hunter. Oh, what I think about Ray Ford? Who Ray Ford fighting? I forgot. I just saw it. But he lives up to his nickname, Savage. He fights like one. He definitely fights like one. Y'all smash that like button for your boy, man. We having a good live stream, man. We talking some good boxing. You said Cool Boy in the top like 15? I don't know, man. I haven't really given no thought into anything past like 5 on the pound for pound list, honestly. Oh yeah, Benavidez, pound for pound. Yeah, I might put Benavidez on there, bro. Honestly, I probably put Benavidez on there now. He beat Morel. He beat Boo Boo. And he's getting ducked from any other significant big fight, bro. So I don't know, man. I probably put Benavidez on there somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I do know my top 3 is the 3 kings: Crawford, Inoue, and Usyk. Whatever order you want to put them in. I got those 3 guys as the best fighters in boxing, but I got Crawford as the number 1. And that's because of his overall consistency. He's been the most consistent fighter that I've seen. He's probably the most consistent fighter that I've seen in any fucking sport. Not even the great John Jones has been as consistent as Bud Crawford. Not even the mighty Floyd Mayweather. I mean, come on, man. And if Crawford gets past Canelo, he's come on, man. Come on, man. No split decision wins. No, none of that. All unanimous or a knockout, bro. All unanimous or a knockout, bro. Not even Floyd Mayweather done that. And then when we look at other sports, the great John Jones, not even he's done that. He has some questionable, sketchy moments. Not Terrence Crawford, bro. That's a bad motherfucker right there. Usyk has some turbulence. You know what I'm saying? The monster has some turbulence, jaw broken and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But Boyd Crawford, nah, utter dominance. It's about as consistent as a fighter you probably ever see. You said how I feel about J.O.P. Shia? I think he's solid, man. He got some pretty good Muay Thai skills too. You said you think Boyd would have beat Floyd? Yeah, Boyd Crawford would have been Floyd's toughest fight for sure. 100%. I always said, and Crawford himself said he never looked at that as a potential fight. He always, Floyd like big bro. He never thought about whooping on Floyd or if I could beat Floyd. He respects Floyd. But fans feel different. I don't know, man. Floyd Mayweather was a marvel, especially Pretty Boy Floyd. He was a motherfucker. Um, but I think Crawford's style, um, man, that's a bad fight for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think Crawford would have been a bad fight for Floyd, honestly. Crawford would have been a bad fight for Floyd because Crawford's one of those fighters that can really adapt. Floyd could adapt too, but he was more defensive minded. Crawford could adapt and then press the action. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention he's a switch hitter. Um, the shoulder roll don't work as well against southpaws. What was Crawford? A southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention Bud punching. He punching. You know, and he got a reach. I would say, is his Floyd had a long reach too. Like Floyd Crawford got a long reach for his height. Floyd Mayweather had a very long reach as well. I think Crawford is a little bit longer though. I don't know, man. That would have been that's an excellent fantasy fight, man. I love both fighters, but I have to get a nod to Terrence, and that's not because of recency bias or anything either. It's just because of what I've been seeing over the years. And Crawford's just been so consistent. It's just almost scary. Like, damn, bro, can anybody do something to this dude? I don't know. I don't even think Canelo can. He just has like the mentality, bro. Like, and then he's strong as shit. That's another thing. He's like freakish strong. That's a good fantasy fight. I can talk about that shit all day. You said Floyd versus Bud at 140? Oh yeah, that's probably when Floyd probably be at his maximum too. That'd have been a great fight, man. A great chess match. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to say Bud just steamrolls Floyd because Floyd was a genius. But I think he would have definitely gave Floyd his toughest fight, and he could possibly beat him. You said 135, Bud ain't messing with Floyd. I don't know about 135, but 135 Floyd was crazy. Lightweight Floyd, nasty work. No, no. And featherweight Floyd was nasty too. Pretty boy Floyd was nasty. He was nasty. That would have been a great fight. Pretty boy Floyd versus Bud Crawford at whichever weight you think Bud was his best at, that would have been the fight of the ages. Yeah, Bud Crawford is a bad dude, man. He's very versatile. Um, could do pretty much everything in the ring. We've seen him fight in various different styles. It's hard to say what kind of style he really even has. Um, he don't take no fight the same way, so you really don't know what he's gonna do because he's adapting to what you doing. At least with Floyd, we knew exactly what Floyd was gonna do. It's just a matter of if his opponent could do something, and then most guys couldn't do nothing with him. But with Crawford, we don't know what this guy's gonna do. We don't know if he's gonna be the counterpuncher that night. We don't know if he's gonna be the aggressor. We don't know if he's gonna have a mixed bag. We don't know nothing what he gonna do. All we know is that he closes the show. But yeah, man, to close it out, man, Jaron Ennis, man, we go see. We hear that he made weight, right? We go see the ceremonial weigh-ins, and we probably gonna do another live stream later on this evening, to talk about it, and then give our closing thoughts on who's gonna potentially win this fight, man. I see some guys say Stanionis is gonna get him. Stanionis actually looks like the smaller guy even here. But we gonna see on fight night how both guys look when they enter the ring, and I think it's gonna be a great fight, man. Despite it not being promoted like it should have been, I think it's gonna be a great fight, man. And I'm leaning towards Boots to get the job done, nonetheless. But I do question: is he gonna be able to put up the performance needed to erase some of the negative shit that's been going around surrounding Boots in the boxing airwaves? So yeah, man, should be a good fight tomorrow night. I think we got some dude on there. I think is his name Jones Jackson or is that his opponent? Either way, dude look like Julian Jackson. Grandson is on the card. Um, yeah, it should be a solid night of boxing. Man, we haven't got no really good boxing in a while. You know, um, I can't wait to see how Boots looks. I can't wait to see how he looks. Hey, he said even Bud don't know what he's gonna do. Nah, he don't be knowing. He just adapts, bro. That's that high IQ. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said Crawford is a fighter. Ask his peers, and they'll tell you. I should have saved the clip and played it, but I didn't think we was gonna be talking about Bud today. But um, Beevil thinks Bud is amazing, the best. Usyk thinks Bud's the best. Floyd thinks Bud's the best. Better Beef thinks Bud's the best. I mean, his peers think he's the best. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we go see, man, with the whole Canelo thing. That's a tall task, tough challenge. Even though I feel Canelo's on a decline, it's still a hell of a challenge because Canelo, well, that's Canelo. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait till the William Skull fights gets closer too, because I think William Skull has a good style that can give Canelo a lot of problems. We're gonna see how Canelo looks in that fight as well. But yeah, you guys, that's the video today. We probably do a live stream later on this evening. Depending on how things look out for Boots, we gonna see how he looks. You know what I'm saying? Once they show the ceremonial weigh-ins, you gonna see how he looks on the scales if he rehydrated, and see if that carries on to the fight tomorrow night. But salute to everybody in the building. Thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you guys for donating to the dojo. Hit that like button for your boy. Hit that like button if you're catching the replay. I love you, Mom. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.